adjustment as per usual. Oh, that's a bit wonky. There we go. Hi, I'm here. Sorry I'm a couple of minutes late. So I can see Rich and Francis are here. Hey Rich, hey Francis. Lovely to see you. Let me know what you're wearing. What's your scent of the day? And can you see me? Can you hear me okay? Let me just make sure that my live chat is properly live chatting. There we go, that's good. Okie dokie then. Have you got a drink? Have you got a snack? I have got violet gin in here with some tonic. Ah, lovely. Friday night here in the UK. Look, what time is it where you are, Francis? I'm guessing it's afternoon, is it? Early afternoon? Carty's here. Hey, Carty. Rich is wearing vintage jewels. Tara's here. Hi, all looking gorgeous. Hey, thanks, Tara. Paul's here. Combat wear tonight. Yeah, I'm going into battle later. Carty was testing En Passant and Guerlain Iris Torrefi earlier. En Passant is a move in chess that I still don't quite know how it works. It's to do with the prawns. It's to do with if you make your prawn go 2 instead of 1 at the beginning, and then the opposite prawn can kind of like do something a little bit dodgy. But I still need to learn about that. So if you know the en passant rule, it's probably a bit like the what's that football rule? I've forgotten that football rule that girls are supposed to not know. What, the offside rule? Yeah, I've forgotten what that is as well. 1 p.m. in Francis's world. It's Canada, isn't it, Francis? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you're a Canadian lady. John's here. Hey, John. We've got Paul. I think I said hello, Paul, already. Hillary's here. Hey, Hills. And John says, is anyone else here in status quo in their mind? We're in the army now. Oh, we're in the army. That's going to get me demonetized. Shaverfon is here. And he says, great new video by Sebastian today. Is the second dose of the Pfizer vaccine really a fougere? Shaverfon, you can always be relied upon to bring a Sebastian video into the mix. And we've got Ange here. Hey, Ange. Hills says, Chris says hi as well. He's batting a cranky pupper. Batting or battling, or you literally like throw them up in the air and bat them if they're too much like hard work? Hey, Chris. Rich has got a funny tale. I ordered from Greggy on Monday and still hadn't received today, so I rang up. He didn't realise it was me. Then 2 minutes after he finished the call, he rang me back on the mobile and was all... Is that Rich Mitch? Okay, I think we still need more. No, more to the story, I'm sure. Lofi Music. What's the name of the perfume, please? I'm confused. Right, the perfume that we are going to be talking about is this one here. It's called Want, and it's by Dsquared. They're a fashion brand. And Want is discontinued now, but it can be found quite cheaply at discounters. So I got my 30ml for £15. So we are going to be opening and sniffing that very shortly. Rich Mitch says we had a good old perfume natter. I bet you did. I love Greggy boy. I love a bit of HBL. You don't see much of him at the moment. JC Russell's here. Hey, JC. It's called Want, Lofi Music, W-A-N-T, as in I want a piece of cake. Yeah, £15, 1.5 for 30ml, so they're really cheap. And the reason I bought it is because of Joyce's Perfume Life. I've linked her video in the description of this one. So if you haven't seen her video already, go and have a look. It's Joyce that has sprung it to my attention, and I have no idea how I'm going to feel about it. As we all know, does it need to be said, I am really fussy, but I'm still excited to explore a cheapie, and apparently it has some good vanilla in it, so yeah, that's why I wanted to give it a go. Francis says, I've just looked it up and it's not available here anywhere. There is a different one for sale. Francis, there's one with a pink, so this one has a big round cap and it's white. There's one with a pinkish cap, coral or pink cap, big round one. And apparently it's just a slightly fresher version of this. But I don't know. I have no experience with either of them at the moment. Rich says, Dsquared used to be a great house. They've got Rocky Mountain, Hewood. Yeah, they've got some great names. I have got a decant somewhere of Potion Black, which is another discontinued one, which is actually a really good men's rose fragrance. Like I think it's a little bit of oud in there, but quite a punchy rose, patchouli, oud type thing. Kind of ballpark Portrait of a Lady. Not quite, but you know, quite a heavy rose, but a dark rose. Okay, so I'm going to have a swiff. I'm going to have a swig of my drink, and then we're going to open up this box. Okay. We've got Scotty Beans here. Hey Scott, good to see you. Let's get this open then. Want. So it's not Wanted. So Azaro have a fragrance called Wanted. It's not that. It's just called Want. I think this probably came out first. So on the back it says made in Italy, in Milano. I love Milan. Actually, Milan's not all that, but I had an amazing time a couple of years ago now at Essence in Milan. So good. The food in Italy though. Oh, miss travel, I really do. Right then, here we go. Let's get this out. I'm going to pull my ball out. Big round ball there, look. So that's that. So there we go. It's very very top heavy. 30 mils. That is etched into the metal there, so you can hear it. And even the bottom bit there, it says Dsquared 2 Want, shiny plastic, I think, but quite heavy. It's I don't know how you say that, but multi-layered. It's not just an empty, very thin. It's quite weighty. Quite a weighty ball in my hand there. So that, you can see the juice is a kind of purple colour, quite a dark, rich colour. Good sign, like that. Francis loves an unboxing. Hilary says, I love a good box. Ange says, I've got this one coming to me, so I hope it's good. Ordered it because of Joyce as well. I had a feeling a few people were going to order this. It could, if it's good, it could potentially become hype train worthy. Let's see. Cue ball, yes. Hello, Mary Beth. Yeah, it looks like a pool ball, doesn't it? Fragrance Phrase is signing in. Scotland has just signed in. Hello, Fragrance Phrase. I'm thinking prosthetic eye, says John. Yeah, we could do a little bit of drawing on there. That could potentially be a big eyeball. Use a cap in billiards, says Carty. Yes. Yeah, I'm surprised like how weighty that is. It feels quality, you know. Like, I mean, obviously it's plastic, but because of the weight, it has a bit of a bit more to it. So I guess we should smell it now. I'll be honest, hopes aren't really that high because I'm so fussy and it's a cheap designer's scent. I'm not expecting too much. I'm not going to be too upset. Regardless, at £15 it's not so bad. I can just give it away to someone, I'm sure, if I don't like it. Rich Mitch says, I received Salt and Vetiver today. Notino has it 99 quid if anyone wants it. Salt and Vetiver, who's that by them? Okay, right. Fragrance Phrase is saying the weather is awful in Scotland at the moment. It's been quite nice. It's been quite sunny today. I meant to go for a walk, but I've been quite busy, and I only walked to the shop, my local shop, which is on the same road as where I live, and got some bread and milk and a flapjack bar. I can smell this in the air. It's actually quite nice. Creamy, almost. How do we describe this? This is a very nice fragrance. So far, so good. Creamy, almost like almondy. There is heliotrope in here actually, which would explain that. I wouldn't say I specifically smell heliotrope, which can be quite sharp, but I think maybe it's the way that it's blended with the vanilla and the florals, so as to come off almost doll's head-like. So if you're very averse to Play-Doh, doll's head, the childhood eraser smell, it is kind of ballpark there. Elaine is here. She says, I caught a live. Hey Elaine, good to see you. I'm going to put this on my skin. I wanted to just check on paper. I don't think paper's fair, but I always like to check. I don't want to put it on my skin to find out that I hate it. So, but I know I like it. So here we go. I'm going to do loads, coat it right up. Then I'm not going to breathe for a minute because that's going to be a bit much. Okay, I'm breathing. I'm breathing. This is a really pretty scent. For those of you who haven't seen it, here it is. For anyone who's just joined, Want by Dsquared. £15, 30 mils. There are different sizes, different prices. Value wise, if you love it, get the bigger bottle, but I'm happy with that. Francis says, oh my god, you had me at doll's head. Fragrance Phrase says, any recommendations on Netflix? If anyone's got any good recommendations. We've just finished watching The Safe House. That was quite good, but there was an ambiguous part at the end which was very frustrating. I remember Drillbit recommended something that I need to watch, and I've forgotten what it was. Oh, and I watched The Cheat. That was really good. I highly recommend that sort of suspenseful kind of thriller-ish, thriller/drama. If anyone else has any recommendations. Rich Mitch got What About Adam this week? Well, that's quite a rarity. Hope you got it for a good price, Rich, because they're normally mega expensive. Jon Snow's watching Buffy again, so not got the best recommendations. Fragrance Phrase. Claire, have you signed up to the Territorial Army? Oh wait, why can't I get away with this top? I've used to wear this one a lot. We're in the army now. 30 quid for 20 mils for What About Adam for Rich Mitch. That's not bad. Okay, so it's sweet and floral. I think I can smell the rose. I can smell the almond/vanilla, which is giving me doll's head vibes, but not in a sickening, sickly sweet way, but it is that, it's that kind of ballpark. It's not like, so a fragrance that I would say is in that ballpark is Mukalot from Montal, but it's nowhere near as sharp and sweet. It's not as crazy candified as that. Tara has been watching a new show on Sci-Fi called Resident Alien, starring Alan Tudyk. It's excellent and funny. Okay. Carty says the top looks ace. Thank you. Fragrance Phrase says it's lovely, Claire. Thank you. John says, Claire, you look fab. Perfect for jumping out of the bushes and surprising the mister. Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. Is it anything like Kayali Vanilla? I haven't tried it, Ange, I'm afraid. Let's see what I can tell you. It smells much better than you would expect for the price. It's got a slightly clean floral, so it's got rose in it, and I'd say that the rose isn't really the sweet part. It feels like the rose is more like one of the fresher type roses, almost soapy, but it doesn't smell soapy exactly, but the rose I think is giving it this nice cleanliness. The main players are your almond and vanilla, but they're not too sweet. The closest thing I've got in my collection to it, and this is a really good thing, I would say it's got some similarities to My Insolence from Guerlain. Not the original Insolence, which is the violet hairspray bomb, but My Insolence, which is a soft, fluffy, amazing vanilla and orange blossom and almond blossom. And I think that's where I'm getting this feeling, is because they've got a few notes in common. This is a bit denser and it's gone to the sweetness and the vanilla immediately, whereas My Insolence doesn't start off as dense and sweet. It gets there, but and My Insolence is probably more musky, a little more delicate, so I would prefer My Insolence, but this is, it's nice. Honestly, I'm surprised because I'd set myself up for thinking it was going to be synthetically sweet, overdosed with maybe ethyl maltol, maybe sharp, I don't know. Or maybe even the dreaded ambroxan. I'm not getting any of that. It's soft, fluffy. It's not rich and syrupy, but it is sweet. So the sweetness is more fluffy, kind of marshmallow-like in texture, more so than necessarily smell, but kind of, it could even be a little bit like smelling rose flavoured marshmallows. Yeah. If you take Love Don't Be Shy, but cut out 95% of the orange blossom and then think about the marshmallow, kind of that. You can smell the florals though, they are there. Let's see, what florals have we got here? I'm just looking at, hopefully looking at Fragrantica. No, that's not Fragrantica. Did I get, oh no, there it is. Okay, just looking at Fragrantica. So here we go. Perfume was launched in 2015. The nose is Aurelien Guichard. Top notes of ginger, pink pepper, mandarin orange. I don't think I really, let's go on the other hand and see if I can pick those out, because I didn't pick them up when I first smelled it, but great sprayer. By the way, right, watch this. So it's one of those compressed things, so you can do a little spray if you want. We'll do a little spray here, like that. We can do like, look at that. Loads comes out and you can move it and disperse it like that. Whoa. Okay, I'm impressed. That feels quality. Okay, let's see if we can pick these top notes out. Ginger, pink pepper and mandarin. Straight away I get this the soapy rose that I talked about. Like a clean, almost soapy rose. It's not really soapy, but it's because it's blended with the lovely sweet stuff. It doesn't smell like a soapy fragrance, but there's an element in here that's a little bit soapy. That could actually be ginger, because I've spoken to perfumers before about ginger, and they speak of how difficult it is to manage in perfumes and how it can come off really soapy. So maybe that's ginger. I don't specifically smell ginger though. I can smell the same almondy note that's in My Insolence. It's almost like a marshmallow almondy thing. I don't really get mandarin orange or any orange. I think I can pick up on a general citrus feel a little bit. So it's not one of those citrus notes that you're supposed to notice. More is a little introduction, just a few fireworks, just to let you know that the good stuff's coming. But the citruses just give a fresh zing without smelling exactly like lemon, orange, bergamot. It's just a zing. And it's quite possible that pink pepper's doing the same thing. But really, you can dismiss those top notes from first impressions. You can dismiss the top notes and know that you are pretty much getting straight away heliotrope, the rose, and the vanilla. And then the only other notes is neroli, which is supposed to be a heart note. Normally that would be a top note because it's quite very fresh and diffusive and volatile. So neroli doesn't generally hang around that long. And I don't feel like I'm picking it up. It might just be part of the citrus, the zing. The vanilla smells good. So it says there's Madagascar Vanilla and Vanilla Absolute. So that says to me, now they can say what they want when it comes to notes, because a note is not an ingredient. A note is what it is supposed to smell like to the person smelling it. So, but usually when a brand says Madagascar Vanilla or Vanilla Absolute, you would like to think that they're being genuine and they genuinely have used these real, natural, very expensive ingredients. And usually vanillin would smell a little bit sweeter, a little bit more cupcake frosting. And even if there is also vanillin in here, it does feel like there's proper vanilla in here. I'm still not an expert, but I think I can usually get an idea roughly of if it's just pure vanillin or if there's a little bit more to that vanilla note. And now I'm going to go back to this hand because this has had it on a little bit longer. It's really pretty. It's delicate and subtle. It's not heavy, and even though it's sweet, it's not sickly sweet. It's not thick, it's not syrupy, it's not heavy. Honestly, John, I think you're going to really like this. I'll send you a little bit because I genuinely think you're going to like this a lot. Let's have a little catch up. Ange says it sounds really nice. Honestly, Ange, I think you're going to be happy with this. Elaine says, I don't know why, but I had that negative impression at first, so pleased you're reviewing. Yeah, maybe because the bottle is kind of, it's a bit weird, isn't it? A bit tacky maybe. It's a strange designer house. It's not one that many of us are that familiar with. Yeah, it's really nice. It's not groundbreaking. If you own quite a few vanilla fragrances, you may find this is null and void. If, however, you've got a few but they're quite expensive and you could do with one that you can just spray all over your coat before you go out for a walk, or one if you do still go to work, one to wear to work every day because you don't want to spray your more expensive stuff, then it's worth doing. It could be perceived by some people as a young fragrance because it is a pretty kind of pink floral vanilla feel to it. Pink is probably coming from the rose, and it's sweet and it's not groundbreaking. There's no notes in here to contradict all the lovely stuff. There's nothing challenging in here. There's no incense, there's no oud, there's not even patchouli. It's just sweet, pretty, floral. There's a little bit of sharpness, which works well. I guess it stops it being too sweet. It just adds a hint of like a freshness to counteract the sweetness. So it's soft and fluffy and lovely and pink with just a little bit of a tiny sharp element running through it. John says ginger can be weirdly fresh. How does that work? Burns my nose in real life. Yeah, it can be, can't it? So it's quite like citruses. You think about lemon, it's got that same kind of like thing going on, doesn't it? Catty says ginger is often sparkly for me. Elaine says I love ginger and lime in a candle. Yeah, that's nice. Francis says you're definitely the girl to go to for a great review. Thank you very much, Francis. Fragrance Phrase says, what fragrances are we all going to wear on Valentine's Day? I'm going to wear Lyric Man by Amouage, a lovely rose fragrance. Ah, good question. Haven't even thought about that. Don't know what we're doing. Well, we won't be doing anything. We'll either be at my house or his house. I'm going to do a video on Valentine's fragrances. It's kind of it's what us reviewers do, isn't it? So I'll do a list video for Valentine's. I probably need to get that done. I might wear, so my scent of the night, I haven't shared that yet. So the fragrance I'm wearing up here is Iris Shot. My beautiful Iris Shot. I've been wearing the heck out of this these last few days. Let's see if I can unsheath it so you can see. Oh, you can't see the level because it's solid bottle apart from that. Oh no, you can. No, I've forgotten. Oh, I can't get it out now, so I can't get it out. I wouldn't have made that much of a dent anyway, but I've worn this one a lot. I can't get it out. I've worn this one a lot. I'm really loving Iris Shot. I'm going to review it soon, and that's my scent of the night. That could potentially be a Valentine's fragrance for me, but I might go with something a little more obvious. We shall see. Does it have to have rose in it, really? Or is that kind of a cliche? I don't know. John says, phrase, I'll be bitter and alone, so probably Office for Men. Don't do that to yourself, John. Empty Scent says, hey Smurfy, how it go? Oh, it goes well, thank you, Empty. Frag Hag is back. Yes, I was watching her video. I haven't made it to the end yet. But yes, Linda is back. Let's hope she is around for a while. Lusty Linda, yes, she's a lusty lady. Oh, Larry Tate says, is Shaver-Fon still here? I just watched Sebastian's most recent video. The top 50 fragrances I bought this week. Just a marvellous video. Scott says, yes, Frag Hag, ABBA has never been the same without her. Managing empty chairs, just got to get on with it. Okay. Francis might wear Penhaligon's Elizabethan Rose. Oh, that sounds lovely. Right then. Elaine, can somebody tell me how I can find her? Linda, the Frag Hag. Her channel is just called The Frag Hag. You should be able to find her from that, I think. Right, so let's go and smell this again. It's kind of, it's deepening. There are woodsy notes in the base notes. It literally says woodsy notes on Fragrantica. It doesn't say what sort of woods, but they smell like clean, light, white woods. So maybe there's a little bit of cedar. It's almost a little bit fruity. I don't think there's any fruity notes, but if there was a tinge of a red berry in here, it wouldn't surprise me. Or a you know, like a cranberry or something. But mostly now I smell a mixture of almond, vanilla, probably just a tiny bit of clean white musk on a very, like, a touch of clean, like cedar wood or something. I doubt it's going to do too much based on what I'm smelling and the note listing. Like, there's nothing else listed that I'm not picking up on already. So I have a feeling it's going to just be very much a simplistic, almost just like a marshmallowy, almond vanilla, musky dry down. I imagine this one's going to be quite linear now, but it's very pretty. It's very nicely done vanilla. So it's not like, if you think about La Belle, for instance, which, because I hadn't put my fragrance on yet and I wanted to go to the shop, I sprayed my coat with loads of La Belle because I wasn't quite sure what I was going to wear. So I just sprayed my coat with La Belle to walk to the shop. And it's not like that. So that's quite a woodsy vanilla. This is fluffier. It's different. It's softer. It's fluffy. It's more marshmallowy and floral. It's good. So far, so good. So yeah, I recommend it to vanilla lovers. And if you're seeking out an affordable fragrance, hello sweetie, come on in. If you're seeking out something affordable, maybe something just to throw on to go to work or school, I'm thinking of doing a back to school video because hopefully people will be going back to school soon. And I would definitely put it on that video as a really good option because it's affordable and it smells really good, but you're not going to smell like everyone else. So yeah, thumbs up for that. I'm not going to talk about it anymore, but I think we're going to talk about one more fragrance. The cat's coming. Hello, sweetie. Come on in. Let's see if we can get her. There she is. What's this? Up here. There, look. Let's see. Hello. She's a little bit snotty. Can you hear her? A bit snotty, aren't you, sweetie? Yeah, so I got a sample from Notino. I ordered something and I got a sample that I ordered of Mademoiselle by Robert Piguet. So let's smell that together. I have smelt it already, but we'll smell that and then I'll head off. What's the time now? 6:39. So yeah, I will head off in the next 10 or 15 minutes. Francis is going to try and track a bottle down of Want over there. Good luck. Hope you can find it. Hope it's as nice and cheap as it is here. Empty Sense is going to wear Jean Narte for Valentine's. Maybe not. I don't know that one. John says, lovely sweetie. Rich, has anyone seen the samples from Eisenberg? Appalling. No, I don't know anything about that. Haven't heard of Eisenberg. Okay, so we're going to smell that sample. Mademoiselle by Sweetie. Where are you going to go? Because you're going to knock my drink over if I put it over there, aren't you? You come over here, look. Are you just going to stay there? Because you're in the way a little bit, aren't you? You're in the way a little bit. She got a, it's almost like she's got a button you can press to make her do that. You just have to scratch her a little bit. Don't we, sweetie? And then we've got you in our control, haven't we? Right, okay, let's find this sample. Go here. That's it. So Notino sample, Robert Piguet, Mademoiselle. Come here then, come on. Yeah, she's making some funny noises, Rich. You got a little bit snotty, haven't you? You need to blow your nose. Let's put my drink down now. She's a really noisy one. Should we put you right by the microphone, darling? Look. Oh, she's not going to make any noise now. Right then, so Robert P. Gay, Mademoiselle. Sweetie. You stay there. Stay there, sweetie. You'll be in a pain. Right. Oh no, we sprayed my art. We've already done. Sweetie, get off the keyboard. We're going to have to do it on paper because I've already covered myself completely in Want. So we'll do this one on paper. I have had this on skin a couple of times, and I feel like if you like Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy, the original, but perhaps it was too sweet for you, maybe the Orange Blossom was a bit too much, or maybe it was too linear for you, this one is one to explore because it has a little more, it has similar notes, it has a little more development, it's a bit less sweet. The Orange Blossom's not quite as intense, it's still quite intense, but it's not quite as intense. So let me find you the notes, I've got them up here. This one has almond, apricot, bergamot, orange blossom and tonka. So Love Don't Be Shy obviously has vanilla, where this has tonka. I don't know what, and Love Don't Be Shy. Yeah, it is Love Don't Be Shy. This, I can't remember what else is in Love Don't Be Shy. Marshmallow, orange blossom, vanilla, maybe incense, I'm not sure. Yeah, almond, apricot, bergamot, orange blossom, tonka. The orange blossom is supposed to be a mid note, but it's absolutely there from the get-go. It's almost grassy, so I think it's probably got neroli and orange blossom in it because it's got that kind of greeny element. It's definitely orange blossom, 100%, you know it's orange blossom, but it's got this sort of bitter green element to it at the same time. So it's a little bit more multifaceted note of orange blossom. The apricot, I hadn't really noticed it, but actually it does have a little fruity hint to it, but it blends. If you imagine apricots, as you know, it's an orange coloured fruit, and even the scent of apricots is kind of weirdly orangey a little bit, and it kind of feels like this is a fruity hint in here that's not just the, obviously orange blossom and neroli would smell fruity because they come from fruit trees, but there's like a little bit more fruitiness. I don't really get the almond at the moment, but there is a slightly deeper sweetness here than is just coming from the orange blossom, which is possibly the tonka. But it feels to me a bit like there's a vanilla in here as well. There's no vanilla listed, but it does feel a bit like there's some vanilla in here. But the main thing you smell is orange blossom, maybe some neroli, and just feels a little bit fruity. And then if you dig a little deeper, you can kind of realise that there is a slightly sweeter note underneath. I can't remember how it behaves on skin, but I think it's a really nice orange blossom option if you're in the market for an orange blossom. And definitely if you like Love Don't Be Shy from Kilian, but you have some reservations about aspects of it, if it doesn't quite do for you what you want it to do, then Mademoiselle by Robert P. Gay is a nice alternative, a little more complex, a little less sweet, a little more going on. Mitch says John says there's civet allegedly in Love Don't Be Shy. Well, I never would have thought that. Elaine says, I heard Rihanna the singer wore Love Don't Be Shy all the time. Yes, it's quite famously. She didn't actually like to tell people, but they've figured it out, and they're pretty confident, because apparently everywhere she went, people would say to her, you smell amazing. What are you wearing? And people wouldn't say, well, she wouldn't tell people what she was wearing. Elaine says this is meant to be more sophisticated. Rose and Jones, Lizzie Bean is here. Hey Lizzie, she says hello. Have I missed any comments? I think we're okay. So yeah, that's my recommendation for an orange blossom scent that's a little bit more complex, a little bit more interesting than Love Don't Be Shy. Definitely got a green element to it, a little bit bitter green, so just be aware of that. If that's going to put you off, then maybe don't bother trying it. But if you don't mind, kind of like a green that you get from Neroli or petitgrain, that kind of thing, not forest green. It is a little bit bitter though, but orange blossom can be like that. Sometimes it can be really syrupy and rich, sometimes it can be a little bit bitter. So yeah, I think it's worth checking out if you like the sound of it. It's a very nice fragrance, and I think it can be found, because it's been out a long time, you can probably find it at discounters. Well, the fact that Notina have it is a definite. I think I didn't look at the price actually, but it wasn't mega expensive. It's been out since 2012. Hang on a minute. The nose is Aurelien Guichard. That's the same nose as, no way. Hang on a minute. Right, okay, this is a coincidence and I had no idea. So the perfumer for Want is the same perfumer for the Robert Piguet. Hashtag mind blown. I honestly didn't know. And it's not even like it's a really well-known perfumer. Aurelien Guichard is the perfumer for both the fragrances I've spoken about today. So I'm I just find that a coincidence. I don't know what you all think. If it was someone like Alberto Marias, who's a lot more prolific, then maybe I wouldn't be quite so surprised. But it's not the most, well, certainly not to me, the most well-known nose. So yeah, there you go. It's interesting that the two perfumes that we've tried today are by the same perfumer, and I just didn't make that connection until right now. So there you go. Quick, have a look at your comments, and then I'm going to say goodbye. John says Fracas is the only one I've tried, and wow, that was bloody something. Well, yeah, I'd imagine you would love that. It's like massive tuberose fragrance. Stefan says Guichard did almost all modern Piguets. Oh, it's a man. Sorry, he's from Givaudan. Sweetie, I think we need to get off now. Why are you being clingy now? You've barely spoken to me all day. Huh? What's that all about? Should we hear you purring on the microphone? Come on in. Right then. Scott says, wonderful live, Claire. Thank you, and hope you have a great weekend. Thank you, Scott, and you too. John says it would have been even more spooky if it had been Calice Becker. Or maybe less spooky, the fact that I was comparing it to Killian's Love. I don't know. Okay, so yes, thank you so much everyone for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it. And feel free to come back and put a comment underneath it. That will help me out, and I will much appreciate it. If you love Sweetie, do a little comment, do a cat emoji down in the comments underneath the video, and let me know if you've tried any of these fragrances, what you think. Are you going to try them? Are you tempted by Want for a cheapie? I know I'm impressed, I'm really impressed. So, oh, Drill Bit's here. Drill Bit, I'm just saying goodbye. You have to stay behind and do lines, Drill Bit. Sweetie wants to say hi to Drill Bit. Come on in. There she is. She is. Right, that's it then. See you all later. Bye.